يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي أحرفي ولساني عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي أحرفي ولساني عربية ثم الوصوف تضيع في
إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Amma ba'd, we welcome you back to another episode of Arabic learning, and inshallah today we shall cover vowels and 4 consonants. And inshallah, if you have your friend who is not yet tuned in, call them, let them tune in. It's that time again. And we only have 25 minutes, so we just rather dive into the lesson. So vowels. What are vowels? Vowels are these sounds like a, e, I, o, u. Yeah, those ones. A, e, I, o, u. Now, in Arabic, these vowels are 2 kinds. There is the a and there is the a, I, u, u. The difference between these 2 kinds of vowels is that we have short ones and long ones. So we have, we draw a line. This represents a line in a book or something. So we have that vowel. In Arabic, we say a. But if you want to make a long one, we say ah. It's written that way. So let's take one letter, a consonant, and we add this vowel too, and we see how it becomes. We have, that is the consonant S. Then we add a vowel, a. It becomes sa. We have the same consonant, and we add the long vowel. Now it becomes sa. So this idea of short and long vowels is very important in Arabic, because different words sometimes only differ in the length of the vowels. So you can say darasa and you can say darasa, and the two would have totally different meanings. So when you say darasa, for example, it means he studied. But when you say darasa, it means like something like 2 of them studied, you know. So we have sa and sa. So in Arabic, very important to separate short and long vowels. So now, how many vowels do you have in Arabic? In Arabic, you only have 3 vowels. A, I, O. A, I, O. In English, we have 5 vowels. A, I, O, U. The French have 7, I think. So in Arabic, we always start from the right going to the left. So we start with the first vowel is written on top of a letter, and we read it a. Then we have the second vowel, it's written below the letter, we have I. Then we have the third vowel, it's written on top of our letter, and we say U. So that's a, I, U. A, I, U. Short vowels. Now, how about the longer ones? For the longer vowels, instead of this stroke, we have a line going up to down. It's called alif. So that represents a. So we have a. Okay, let's put that in a box. Next we have E as a short vowel. The longer one is written that way. And we read it E. So we have E, E. And the third one, U, is a short one. The long one is U. And we write it that way. They look alike. This is small, this is bigger. So we have A, E, E, U, U. So A, E, U, A, E, O. So inshallah today in our lesson we are going to start with the A, then later on we shall add the E, then after that we shall do the O. Now let us introduce our consonants. Today we are going to learn 4 consonants. The first one is that. We've already seen it. It sounds S, like the S in English. It's written with these strokes. 1 stroke, 2nd stroke, and a 3rd stroke. 1, 2, 3. If you're writing it in a book with lines, the first 2 strokes will be above the line, 1, 2, and the 3rd stroke would go below the line. Remember, we start from right to left. So, at home you can also practice. You know, this is Arabic reading and writing, so it's better to always practice. But you know, with computers nowadays, everyone just types. But you should write. So, this S sound sounds S, 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 S. And when you join it, this is how it becomes. You know, in Arabic, we join the letters together most of the times. There are only 6 letters which are not joined, and we shall go there slowly. But for now, we have letters which are called connectors. Once you write it and you write the next letter, you join that letter to another letter. So we have, this is the form in which the letter will take. S, S, S. We'll just let it go at the end. This tail is used to connect to the next letter. So, for instance, we already have our long vowel A. That is our A over there. So when you want to join S to that long vowel, we just add it at the end and becomes Sa. That is A, so it is Sa. And that one, Sa. So we have S, the S sound, followed by the A sound, and together they become Sa, Sa, Sa. Now, let's make a word using only what we've learned. So we can have So how will we read this word? We have there S followed by A together, Sa. Then we add this one. It becomes Sas. Sas. So this is an S and 2 R's and an S. So it becomes Sas. Now, let's move to the next vowel. So our first vowel, let's write it here, was S. Now our next vowel will be D. So we have D. It sounds like the English D. Now, if we add that long vowel, how would you read this? D and A becomes Da. So, let's try to make something here. How would you read this? We have already seen this is S and A, Sa, and when you add that, it becomes Sad. Let's flip it over. Now this becomes D, A, S, becomes Das. Das. Now what we need to notice here is, when I wrote the S down and the A after it, I joined together. The S is joined to the A, but the D is not joined to the A. So we know that D is a non-connector. It does not connect to what comes after. And the S is a connector. It connects to what comes after. So we have Sad and we have Das. Another non-connector which we can notice here is the vowel A. Once we wrote the vowel, we did not join it to what comes after. So we have D does not join to what comes after, and A does not join to what comes after, but S always joins to what comes after. So we have non-connectors and we have connectors. So we will notice Arabic words, some have spaces and some do not have spaces. I hope that is clear. Now let us quickly introduce one more. So we have R, that's like the English R. Okay, R. In Arabic we say it with a rolling tongue, R. English we say it R, you know, R. No, it's not R, it's R, like rat or something. So we have R, and when we add our familiar A, we say Ra. And if we add an as over there, we have Ras. At this juncture, we take a short break, and when we come back, inshallah, we shall finish on the fourth consonant, and then we shall connect that to the other two long vowels. And just for your information, the book which we are using for this course, we are consulting several books, but the main one is Arabic Reading and Writing Made Easy by Bilal Phillips. If you can get a hold of a copy, then it will be easier to move along with us. Now, on to the break. Naam, assalamu alaikum and welcome back after the short break. I hope you practiced on these three words. So, now, and also you called your friends, those who were out of the program. So we have, the first word was R and A becomes Ras. The second one, Dar. The third one, Sar. Sar. Now, as promised, let's do our next consonant, which shall be that is like the English N. So we have like S, we have a D, we have an R, and then we have an N. Now, the N is written, if there was a line in a book, we start up there, we go below the line and up again. Then we put a dot right in the middle. So that represents N in Arabic. So, N has two forms. This is how we write it on its own, but when we connect it to another letter, it takes that form. It does not go below the line. So, we can write N, and then we add the R, and it becomes Na. Then we can do Nas. We can also do Nan. We can also do Nar. We can also do another one here, the final one, Nad. So we can see N sound, like the English N, like Na, Ne, Ni, No, Nu. So we have N, Na, Nas, Nan, Nar, Nad. Again, repeat after me. Nas, Nan, Nar, Nad. You know, when you repeat, you hear yourself. It's much better. You start learning how to pronounce this properly. So, now we have 4 vowels. All that remains, 4 consonants, sorry. All that remains is 2 vowels. So what are our consonants again? S, D, R, N. And the vowel which you've been seeing all over in green is A, 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 A. So that's what we have. So now, let us introduce the other vowels. So we have the first vowel, A. We read it, A. Now we introduce another vowel, E. This vowel E is written this way, with 2 dots underneath. You know, makes it easier to remember. It's like 2 eyes with 2 dots. E. So, E. This E has 2 forms. When you write it, that is how you write it. But sometimes you write it that way, with 2 dots. It looks like an N, but it has 2 dots underneath. So in just short, whenever you see 2 dots somewhere, just say E, unless otherwise instructed. For now, you see 2 dots underneath, say E. Now let's try to make some words here. We have E. So that becomes is. Okay? This one, Eid. That one, Er. And finally, how would you read this one? E, N, like the 2 eyes, E, N. So, is. Let's read it together. Is, id, ear, and finally in. So in order to make longer words, we can just stick something here at the front. For example, here we can put d, and it becomes d and e. We read it together. D, s. Okay. Here let's put an n. Now we say n and e together. Need, need. Okay? And here let's put another r. So now it becomes r, and e becomes re, r, rear. And let's put an s over here. So now we read it. S and e. See, seen. You should actually try to practice writing this. So you have this, need, real, seen. Okay, so this is how it goes. Now we need to see something here about this d and the r. You know, there's a difference, you know, the dal and the ra. The d is written above the line. The r is written going under the line. So you can notice here, da is on top, but here ra goes underneath. So da is always on the line, and ra starts above the line and goes, cuts the line and goes below the line. So we have this and we have rear. Now we should actually, you know, confusion happens a lot here. Da looks like a backward C. You know, when you write A, B, C, you know, the backward C is the D in Arabic. Now let us introduce our final vowel, U, a long one. We are starting with the long vowels because it is easier to say A, I, U. And once people start learning a new language, usually they take their time in reading. So instead of saying kataba, they might say kataba. So starting with the long vowel makes more sense because that's actually how people read at first. So the last vowel is U. That is how it's written, U. Or we write it as an O, like broom. You know, this U part is a long one, not U. It's U. So now, we use this vowel with these letters. We can have S, then we write U at the end. It becomes Su. Then you can have a D and U, it becomes Do. We can have niandike pia huko. So we can have an R and an U. And finally, we can have an N and an O. So we have Su, Do, Ru, and Nu. Su, no, Su, Do, D, Do, Ru, R, Ru, and this Nu from the N. nu. So now we can make longer words. So now, how will we read these words? So for su, we have 3 words. For du, we have 3. For ru, we have 3. And for nu, we have 3. So su, here it becomes su, sus. Su, sur. Su, soon. So do, we have do, doon for the N. Do, do's for the S. Do, dur for the R. Ru, d for the D. Ru, n for the N. Ru, s for the S. Now we go for the nu. Nu, r, nu, d, and nu, n. Now, these are not all the possibilities which we can have here. Now, this is what you should do. You should actually try to make more words, maybe even longer than 3 letters from what we've already learned. We already know s, d, r, n. Then you have the vowels a, u, e. So you have a, u, e. So a, u, e, s, d, r, n. From this we can make many words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now take your time at home, go through this, and write down your own 4 words as we move on to the next part of our program. In the next part of our program, inshallah, now we are going to combine the vowels together. You see, we've only been reading 1 vowel each, either a on its own, e on its own, and u on its own. But today, now we are going to do a and e, a and u and e in different forms. How do we read this? This is a d and an a. Da, that's an r. Dar, an r and an e becomes re. So it is da, re. And as you notice, all these are non-connectors. The dal doesn't join to the a doesn't join to the r, and the r does not join to the e. They are all written separately. So these are 4 letters which do not join to the next one. Then we have a word like surah. Surah. Here we notice the C, the S, as joined to the U, but the U doesn't join to the R. So this U is actually the 5th letter that does not join to the next letter. So we only have 6 of such letters. We have Dal, Alif, Ra, Waw, that's 4. Then the others we shall learn, 2 more. But we have Dal, Alif, Ra, and Waw. These ones do not join to the next letter. So, Surah. So what we need to do now is to make more words with the letters we already have. So we already have the 3 vowels, al-a and u and e, and you already have 4 consonants, the da, the ra, the sin, and let's put it all here. For example, we have this word, Sudan. Sudan. So Sudan is a country in North Africa. And we have Su again. Da, ha. When you see a dot up here, we know it belongs to an N. So that's an N, and that is an E. So ni. Su, da, ni. Sudani is Sudanese, something from Sudan, or a person from Sudan. So we have S, D, N, S, D, and N. And here we have an U, an A, and an E. So these are our three vowels. These are three consonants. And you add that to the R, and we have everything now. So what we need to do now is to make more words. Inshallah, next time at home, we shall practice on these kinds of words, where we join the vowels to the consonants and we play around with them a bit. And also we are going to learn about the short vowels, and we are going to mix the short vowels together with the long vowels and feel the difference. So we say da-da and da-da. You know, there's a difference. Like da-da is something, da-da is something, da-da is something, and da-da something. No, it's like a game. No, the Japanese have the four tones. They say ma, 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 something like that. Anyway, Arabs we have only two, short and long. So inshallah, next time that's what we shall cover. Short vowels, their relationship with the long vowels. Then we shall make longer words with both short and long vowels. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and make sure your friends are there. You know, it's fun learning together. This is a classroom. Classroom, we have many people. If you can learn alone, well and good, but the more the better. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي